Well, I think it's still only 1 minute past. So I hope you're all well. It's been a very, very busy month for me, and I'm really looking forward to this. This will be a lovely chance for a nice meditation and a little bit of violet flame going. Oh, that word flame, that's not the right word for a hot night like this, is it? I'll have to think of violet ice instead. Right, can I just ask you to switch off your mobile phones? One or two of you might have got your phone next to you, just to make sure we don't get any nasty squeaky noises while we're doing this. I'm just going to pull this round a little bit. I would quite like to have that full screen. And this is what happens sometimes at home. Speak of you.
What we do is that when you mute everybody,
yeah,
you should now come up as the main.
If I speak. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? That's what I normally see at home. Can everybody see everybody else? Well, no, you can just see me. Ah.
I can see everyone.
You can see everyone. Yeah, me too. Mute all. Right, everybody should be muted now. Okay. All right, well, we're going. Oh, hello. See, that's.
It's because it shows whoever was
the last to speak.
I think.
I don't know. This is what we're just sort of faffing around a minute. It's only 3 minutes past, but I'm just trying to work out this because I'm actually with Rich. There, that's better. Because I'm actually with Richard in his office, we can look at all the technical issues that I sometimes have when I'm doing it on my own. Well, it's lovely to be with you all on this beautiful sunny evening, on this Tuesday evening. This is the 6th of our series of 7. You may already know that Archangel Zadkiel is actually on the 7th ray. He is the top of the tree in terms of the 7 rays, but in my course and in 7 Steps into Angel Light, I chose to make Zadkiel the 6th step because this is the transformational energy. So we've had the whole 6 steps up from Gabriel. We've had the prod, we've had the angels calling us, the clarion call, we've listened, we've tuned in, we've had those moments, and then we've tuned into the beautiful 2nd ray energy of love wisdom of Archangel Jophiel. We've infused and imbibed our spirit with the beautiful energy of the sun and of the 2nd ray, which is all about intellect. So it's all about wisdom and enlightenment and the light bulb moments that we get from time to time in the 2nd step of our spiritual journey of ascension. Then we met up with Michael, Archangel Michael, who then reminds us about protecting our energy, reminds us of truth and discernment. We cut ties at that stage. Then we moved forward to the 4th step. The 4th step is healing. So we introduced ourselves to the wonderful healing energy of Archangel Raphael. And this was the stage where we look at all the emotional turmoil we may have had throughout our lifetime that we may be hanging on to in the chakras. And so in that stage 4, we look at balancing the chakra system, letting go of some of the final things that maybe we're hanging on to, forgiveness, for example, and the grace of healing and self-discovery. Then that enables us to move into the space where we can truly enjoy a sense of love. So loving others, loving ourselves, learning about unconditional love, and embracing the energy of that beautiful, compassionate Archangel Chamuel. And that leads us in my book, to the stage where we are ready to fully embrace the energy of transformation. This beautiful transformational energy of Archangel Zadkiel. Zadkiel and the violet flame. So this, for me, Zadkiel is the stage where we look back at anything else that needs transmuting or changing from negative thought into positive energy. This is the point where, when we still have those moments, when we still find ourselves thinking in a way that we maybe decided we weren't going to do anymore, and we can be gentler with ourselves because we've moved through the other stages of the self-development. We've moved through the stages, so we can say, whoops, actually, I don't want to think like that anymore. I don't want to, I really don't want to be in that space. And so we can ask the violet flame energy to transmute, to change negative thought into pure positive energy. Now this, in terms of writing the 7 steps into angel light, this was one of my favorite stages of the writing, because this was where I was able to research the violet light. The violet light that's in everything, that's in all of us, this positive energy, this positive vibration that we can sense, we can feel. I know 1 or 2 of us complain about the heat, but in the main, when it's sunny, when it's lighter, we feel better. When it's dark, when it's cloudy, when it's misty, when it's very, very dark mornings and very dark early in the afternoon, we feel glum. We get this, you know, this light deficiency disease called SAD. We need light. We are light beings. And within that violet light, the energy of positivity, the energy of love flows through us. Recently, in all my workshops, recently in all my talks, I've been talking more and more about how we are all light beings. We are all conductors of this light energy. We are conduits of the light. We've actually promised to be here. We've stuck our hand up and said, send me, I'll go. And so here we are. We are bearing the light of the angelic realms, because we are the ones in a human body. We are the ones who've chosen to be part of the earth itself. And we are upright. So we are the ones who anchor our feet on the ground whilst our crown is open to the light force of the power of the descending angelic rays. They descend to the earth, and the earth itself has a vibration then that is transmuted, transformed, and lifted into another vibration. So here we are. We're going to look at this energy a little bit deeper. We're going to do a lovely meditation, of course, but I wanted to just talk a little bit, because I was prompted to by an article I've just had to write for Spirit and Destiny magazine. I just wanted to talk about how we know which of these angels or which of these levels of vibration we may have chosen to be working with at this time in our lives. And I was just thinking a little before I came out about how we know when we are working with, when our purpose is involved with or intertwined with this energy of the Archangel Zadkiel and the violet flame. And I was thinking, well, it's pure transformational energy. So any of us who are interested in enabling, empowering, or changing someone else's life with them, influencing people to make those changes, then we are working with that energy of the violet flame. It may be momentary, it may be our permanent job description, but when we are working at this level with Archangel Zadkiel, we are indeed agents of change. So whether you are perhaps working as a teacher, or if you're working as a counselor, if you're counseling people, if you're a life coach, if you are a healer, of course, you will have that violet flame as part of your vibrational energy. But anything that you choose to do that shows people a different way or enables them, gives them chance to work things out for themselves, any role that you play at any time in your life, whether you're a parent, a guardian, or one of the jobs that I've described, you are working on that level. You are helping people to transform their lives. You are like the catalyst of change. You are the one who enables. I have a beautiful card. I don't know if you've got the Guardian Angel Oracle pack, or you may have got it when it was called Angel Insights. In there is a beautiful card of an angel dressed in purple, actually, just like the Archangel Zadkiel colours of violet. And he's holding his hands like this. And on those hands is a beautiful butterfly with beautiful, huge green wings tinged with red. And the angel is simply looking. He's willing that butterfly to have the confidence to feel that it's ready to fly. Now, he can't do it for the butterfly. In fact, I'm sure some of you already know, or you may have found out as children, that we must never help a butterfly come through its own cocoon. If we try and break the cocoon so that the butterfly can get out easier, then its wings will be deformed, because it needs to actually break free and strengthen its wings for itself. We can't do it for the butterfly. In fact, we can't do it for anyone. We can only lead them and show them and point in directions, but we can never do anything for anyone else. We must only ever help them to find the truth for themselves, which is one of the best parts about my work, really. I really love it when people have life-changing moments, because that's how I came into this work. I came in because of a huge life-changing moment, an opportunity of rebirth, an opportunity of doing something meaningful and powerful, which is what I hope I do now. So have a think about the role you play in your family, or in your society, your community, your job, whatever it is you're doing, and just check in. Am I working with this seventh ray of Archangel Zadkiel? Am I part of this violet flame? Am I a catalyst for change? Do I anchor this violet light? Do I feel that vibration wherever I go? Or even sometimes, it is quite interesting how, going back to the butterfly, it is quite interesting how the butterfly itself, which starts as a caterpillar until it's eaten and eaten and eaten and eaten, and it cannot eat anymore, and then puts itself into this cocoon. It's very interesting that within that shell, there is nothing physical except liquid, just cells, like a butterfly soup within that shell of cocoon. And then from there, it reorganizes itself, led by one gene. And many of you will have heard me say, or you'll have certainly read in some of the literature I've produced, the beautiful story by Elizabeth Sartoris of the fact that this gene that's found in the butterfly, which enables it to turn from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly or moth, is found in the human heart. So if a butterfly changes in such a magnificent metamorphosis, then we too can make magnificent changes too. So with that in mind, with the violet flame in mind, with change in mind, just let's talk for a moment about the qualities that we can develop when we work with this high vibrational energy. Remember, at the beginning I said this is the top of the 7 rays. This is the crown chakra energy. This is where we completely become one with the divine, and then move up the further higher vibrational chakras, which I don't go into. I leave you to do that for yourself. Just have a little think about some of the qualities that we can develop by working with this violet flame energy. For example, letting go of judgment, letting go of, and we all have to judge, we have to be discerning, we know that. This isn't about never judging a situation. This is trying to step back from being overly judgmental of other people, their behavior, their opinions, the way they live their lives. Trying to step back from that. It's about positive thinking. It's about seeing the best in everyone. It's about trying to find the best in every situation. It's about letting go of despair. This is the energy of, this Zadkiel energy is the one that we can introduce to people if they have an addiction or if they have depression. They may not want to hear you talking about angels. They certainly won't want you to start talking about, oh, well, sit in a violet flame and let the violet flame transmute your negative thoughts into positive energy. But we can be there and we can call Zadkiel in and we can ask, allow your light to flow through me, please. We can give permission for our bodies to be a conduit of that violet flame energy. And just by sitting in a room with people who have problems, we can help them to perhaps see a more positive way forward or change their outlook, only gently, not by judging them, but by just maybe introducing just 1 or 2 gentle ways of them shifting their vibration. And as you know, they'll either choose to or they won't. But all we can do is to do our bit and hope that eventually a little bit of what we're doing or we're saying gradually rubs off. Okay, well, we're going to, have we got, how are we now? Everybody's still muted, good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to invite you to take part in a meditation with me. If I move to the side, you can see we have a candle and we have my lovely angel up there behind me. It's there. If I move over, you can see. So we have the angel, the candle, and it's all going there. I'm going to invite you to, we're not going to do the violet flame as such, but I'm going to invite you to step into the light of the Archangel Zadkiel. And I'm going to just introduce some of the qualities of this wonderful, amazing, joy-filled presence. Archangel Zadkiel, by the way, Saturday is his day. So Saturday is the angel of Zadkiel. So if you're feeling positive and bright and free and weekendy on a Saturday, just remember to give thanks for the energy of the violet flame on that day too. Okay, so sit back in your chair, lift your shoulders and relax them. Let your arms flop on your lap. Take some nice deep breaths. I'm just going to take a sip of water. So just breathe gently. Be kind to yourself. Breathe gently. Breathe down into your lower abdomen and feel your feet on the floor. If you're sitting on the floor cross-legged, then be conscious of your sitting bones and your knees touching the ground if they are, your ankles touching the carpet or the floor. If you're sitting in a chair, try to sit forward slightly so that your spine is straight and your palms are facing the ceiling. And just breathe. As you breathe out, allow your feet to connect to the ground, sending roots down into the center of our beneficent Mother Earth. As you breathe deeply, exhale and allow your shoulders to drop. Become consciously aware of the heaviness of your arms on your lap. And as you breathe, allow yourself to sink more deeply into the chair or the floor. Carry on breathing and take your eyes behind the closed lids to the center of your brow. Focus behind your eyes to the center of your brow, where I invite you to concentrate on seeing the color violet. Invite the color violet to appear behind your eyes. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Whatever color or light or swirls of darkness, whatever it is that you see behind your eyes, that's fine for you. But if you can, change it to a lovely violet color, the color of an amethyst, the color of lavender. And now breathe that color down through your body. Bring it down from your brow, from the top of your head. Bring it down, breathing it through your body, filling your lungs, filling your chest cavity. Breathe it down your arms. Imagine the violet light coming down your arms and through your fingertips. Breathe the violet light down through your stomach, through your abdomen. Through all your chakras, down through your legs. And imagine the light flowing from the soles of your feet into the earth. As you breathe, breathe more light. Imagine your crown opening wide and more light flowing from the divine energies, from the angelic realms, from the Holy Spirit. Imagine this beautiful violet light flowing through you as you breathe. Imagine you can see it now as it comes through your pores, out through your skin. And your whole room is filled with the beauty of violet light. Now call to Archangel Zadkiel 3 times in your head. Ask this angel to come closer to you, that you may feel a presence in some way. Now thinking about the qualities of joy, freedom, positivity, kindness, thinking about the transformational qualities, thinking of changing anything negative or toxic that's in your life in any form. Ask Zadkiel now to transmute that into positive energy. Zadkiel can take away addictions, can ease depression. Zadkiel can bring healing to some of the deepest wounds, bringing joy instead of grief. Letting go of heavy energy, bringing only the violet light, the vibrance, the beauty, the joy. If there's anything now in your life that you can think of that you may like to ask assistance from Zadkiel and the angels of the violet ray, I'm going to leave you for a few minutes in the silence and the beauty of the violet colour. Bring to mind anything that you wish to place in this energy to be transmuted from negative to positive. Now imagine that the violet flame or the violet light is forming a beautiful swirling ring of colour. You can see it swirling very gently, very slowly around you. Doesn't matter whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise, however it's swirling for you. See it swirling around your feet. And moving slowly around your body, up your legs, round your abdomen, round your chest, and closing your arms. Watch this violet light swirling round you like a beautiful mist or a sash of violet light till it gets to your head, moves over above your head, and then breathing in deeply, breathe that light in through your body again. Visualizing it being anchored by your feet. Now watch as the violet light begins to swirl around you but down your body, absorbing all negative thoughts, all going in the beautiful violet light. Swirling round you, moving down, slowly moving down your body, down your body, down your legs, and back down slowly and gradually into the earth. Now thank Archangel Zadkiel allowing that energy to step back bring yourself back into your space. Very, very gently breathing yourself back into your space, consciously aware of your feet on the ground, breathing into your body, and when you're ready, coming back into this space and opening your eyes. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look at everybody. I just want to make sure that everybody's okay. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're okay, if you're back, fully grounded. Wonderful. Wonderful. Everybody. Somebody had to leave because they couldn't hear anything. Okay. All right, so I'm coming back again now. let me come back to me. This is where I get it wrong. There I am. Okay. Good. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. I don't know about you, but even though I was trying not to, I still got pretty hot doing that exercise. I still feel really, really hot. There's something about that violet flame that I don't know, it just makes you feel very hot. Although it could be just because I'm in a small office with the door closed as well. One of the things that I wanted to share with you, which is quite sweet really, you can send this energy of the violet flame. You can send this beautiful transmuting violet energy to other people. And you know, sometimes you don't know what you know. I was sitting at a traffic lights a long time ago with my son sitting behind me in a car seat. That's how long ago. He's 38 now, so it's a long time ago. And we had an elderly uncle who was quite poorly. And I was sitting at these traffic lights turning red, and I was thinking about this uncle. And I just imagined him like a hologram standing on the palm of my hand while I was sitting at the traffic lights. And I just put him under a spotlight of violet. I just put him under a spotlight, but it turned out to be violet. And I was just thinking how much I loved him and how much I didn't want him to be in pain. And I was just holding him in this spotlight, and I was asking God to send some love to this uncle standing there on my hand in my imagination. And of course, all these years later, I absolutely know that A, I was sending him distant healing, and B, I was surrounding him in the energy of the violet flame. So, you know, we can do this for others. We can do it with a situation. We can do it with a relationship. We can do it on pain in our body. We can bring that violet light in. And the whole idea of it is that it increases the energy of love. It increases the energy of positivity, of freedom. Because when we're feeling really negative, as you know, if we're feeling down in the dumps, if we're feeling lonely, if we're feeling abandoned, if we're feeling all of those negative emotions, our aura shrinks. We physically start to stoop. We physically become grey. We lose our color, we lose our vibrance, we lose our light. Remember, violet light is in all our cells. Violet is one of the most prominent aspects of the light itself. And so if we're feeling negative, we become dark. When we call in this beautiful energy of transformation and we change into positivity, then we lighten up again. It's no coincidence that we use these terms. We use things like lighten up, you know, or we say somebody's got a sparkle, or we can see the light shining from somebody's eyes. We know that they're feeling vibrant and positive and energized. And so we can send this violet to them. And we can ask that the flame of the violet flame, the energy of the violet flame, helps them to transmute from negative into positive energy. And it works. It's the most amazing, beautiful, divine, universal energy. And we can tap into that. And it's for all of us to tap into. All we need is an open heart and the right intention, so that there's no agenda. We're not asking for the positivity to go to that person so that they can then do what we want. We're just asking for the best possible outcome. We're asking for the change of positivity, the joy, the freedom to enter their auric field, to enter their lives for them, to enable them to reach the best potential available for them on their life's journey or their life's purpose. This is the angel that does that. This is why for me it's the 6th stage, because this is hard work. This is really, you know, this is big stuff. This isn't, oh yeah, well, I think I'll just do a bit of violet flame and get a bit of positivity going. This isn't what this is about. This is about being an agent of change. But we can't do that unless at the same time we are prepared to try and do some of that on ourselves too. And it's hard work. It's very hard work. This is where the spiritual practices of even just a couple of minutes every morning, focusing on the day, putting positive energy into our day, putting ourselves in a bubble of light or protecting ourselves, which we learned to do back in module 3. It's remembering these things. You know, we go along to a workshop or we go along to somebody's talk and we may find them hugely inspiring, or we might read a marvelous book or a beautiful prayer and we find it really insightful and inspiring, and we think, oh, I'll do that. That's a really good idea. And if you're anything like me, you do it for a while. And then something else comes along and it distracts. I'm easily distracted. In fact, I'm a little bit like one of those butterflies, flitting around all over the place. But the point is, we have to have a spiritual practice. We have to have something that we do regularly. It's a form of discipline, and discipline is one of the highest virtues of the spiritual journey. And that's why it's so hard. It's very hard to do the same things over and over and over again, without developing them into a superstition or a ritual that's meaningless. I don't know about you, but I've certainly been at some what should be beautiful church services or community celebrations, and I have felt sometimes that there's been something lacking because the prayers or the rituals have been done purely by rote and not by emotion or heart. And I think that's sad, because the whole idea about spiritual practice and taking part as a community in something like a song or a prayer or whatever it is, a chant or a dance, is to put your heart and soul into it, because then that passion is released and the joy is felt, not just for you, but for everybody. Because when we're joyous and when we're positive, everybody around us catches a bit of it. I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but talking about this energy, talking about the Zadkiel joy and the positive energy, reminds me of when I was a little girl of 11, in the first year of grammar school, doing physics, which I thought was horrendous. I didn't want to have to do it. I didn't enjoy it until this very clever teacher asked us to get down from our stools in the physics lab and start jumping up and down. So of course there we are. I was born in a year where there were too many girls, apparently. So by the time it got to first year of secondary school, they had to have a whole stream of girls in a mixed school, because there were more girls had passed their 11 plus that year. And so there I was in this class of all girls. So there were 32 girls jumping up and down, 11-year-olds. Can you imagine? Giggling, squealing, falling accidentally on purpose onto one another, and generally getting very hot. And then he asked us to all sit down again and said, that's how heat molecules work. And he made physics magical. He was a very clever teacher. And what I'm trying to say here is, when we are excitable, when we're jumping up and down, sometimes it's a pain to other people, but if we are excitable and aware that it's part of our spiritual nature to be joyful and to be positive, and then to let that flow through us and rub off on people that are around us, then surely that's what working with the Archangel Zadkiel is all about. Not to be overexcitable, not to be you know, silly and out of control, and we need to remain emotionally literate and be able to contain some of that excitement and that enthusiasm. But the heat and the light and the joy is what we're trying to pass that on, so that we don't just transform our lives, but as agents of change, we act as transformers, and we, in some small way, enable others to feel the same. So actually, gosh, it's 10 to 9 already. I feel as if that's kind of all I want to say, really. I feel as if that's kind of what it's all about. So I'm going to bring you back to everybody on the screen. I can. Yep. And I'm going to unmute. Would you like to say something? Would any of you like to share something, or would anybody like to say something that came up in the meditation, or that you may have learned when you were doing the 6th module in the course? Or does anybody want to share anything? Yes? Put your hand up and then I'll unmute you. Okay. Whoops. Why isn't it working? Oh, okay. There we are.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that's exactly how that meditation felt. A feeling of uplifting and joyful and light. And I thought that was really, you actually got a sense of the violet flame actually working through you. And yeah, it's exactly what you said, joyful. Not exactly jumping up and down, but yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Thanks, Sue. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Does anybody else want to say anything? Yay, good. Alex.
Hi. Well, thank you so much, because I'm not very familiar with Archangel Zadkiel yet, so that was very useful. And the question that came to mind is, are they always together? So when you think about Archangel Zadkiel, does it always come with the violet flame and vice versa?
Well, let me answer that, because Archangel Zadkiel is the bearer of the violet flame. He's the torch bearer of the violet color. All of the seven of the rays, these are the 7 who each one of them have the flame of a particular color. So Michael is blue, Raphael is green, Camuel is a pink, and yes, Zadkiel is the violet color. But the reason why it's so pertinent to working on a spiritual journey is because we know that it was given as a gift. It's a divine cosmic gift. The violet flame energy is so powerful and transformational that it came via Zadkiel and one of the ascended masters called Saint Germain, and it was given to humanity to use this color. And it's, if you think about the violet color, it's the only, lavender is one of the only essences, pure flower essences, that you can use without diluting it. And the violet color in the amethyst is one of the crystals that we can put anywhere to transform the energy. So we can put it by our computer, or we can take it into somebody in intensive care and know that it's going to bring beautiful healing energy by transmuting the negative into positive. So the answer is yes. Zadkiel is always linked to the violet flame. We see purple, which is a slightly different color, is associated with Oriel and the ruby and the gold color, but the violet flame itself it goes hand in glove with working with the Zadkiel energy.
Okay. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, I also tend to call upon Archangel Michael to transform the lower vibration into higher vibration. So should I call on Zadkiel instead?
No, you're not doing anything wrong, because all the angels, doesn't matter who you're calling in, all of the power of the angels works simultaneously. We separate them out because human beings like to have job allocation. We like to know who we're talking to.
Okay.
But Michael particularly is about self-empowerment. Michael is about getting your own power back, about being strong and courageous. And yes, if you're feeling down or you're feeling negative, of course that Michael energy will uplift you. Michael we associate more with protection and grounding, that kind of energy, because he's the bearer of the sword and the shield. And then the Zadkiel energy is more of a subtle energy. It's more, we call it transmutational. It's just like metamorphosis rather than cutting or shielding or protecting.
I see. Thank you so much.
But you're not doing anything wrong, Alex. You do what feels right for you. If you want to call in Michael, you call in Michael. If Zadkiel remains unfamiliar and you don't feel totally comfortable with that energy, that's fine too. Or you could call them both. Zadkiel and Michael together, please. You know, one on each arm. Lift me into a positive place. Yeah, we can do this. There's no rules that say we can't do that.
Thank you. Fabulous today. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to mute you again. Does anybody else want to say anything? I might not be able to see everybody. Can I see everybody? Does anybody want to say anything? Anybody want to? Yes. Ta-da. Hi. Have I don't think you're on mute.
Hi.
Hi, Jill.
Hi. What does it mean, Chrissy, if you don't see the purple? During the meditation, I really enjoyed it, but I didn't see the, not purple, the violet. What does that mean?
It just means you're not somebody who sees easily, but you probably do something else instead. This is one of the things we have to learn when we first start doing this work, is that all of us are unique and we're all different. And I'm glad you asked that, actually, because a lot of people don't easily visualize, but because you know what that color looks like, you know what an amethyst looks like, or you know what lavender looks like, you know what the color is. And so even if you can't see it, your intention is to connect with the energy of it.
Right.
So a lot of people don't see, Jill. So it's important for you to work out how you connect best. So perhaps you hear, or perhaps you have a sense of knowing, or perhaps you notice things, you know, observe things. You don't have to worry if you don't see the colour. Not everybody does.
All right, thank you. That's great.
Okay. Does anybody else want to say anything? Nope. Are you're all okay with everything that we've done? Good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm going to mute all again. Am I? I'm not using my own laptop, so I might be doing it all wrong. Right, I'll just click yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to close. I'm going to close now. We're just about an hour. And if you'd like to come along to the last one next month, Archangel Uriel, that will be number 7. And that will be, so how do we put all of this stuff that we've gathered and got a little bit of insight to all of these things, how do we put that into practice in our everyday lives? So we're going to connect with the beautiful energy of Archangel Uriel, number 7 on my steps. And that's because by the time we've done this violet flame work, I feel we are ready to serve. Of course, you're serving already just by being the lovely, light-filled beings that you are. Grace, where you're sitting now, you have the most amazing halo. So there must be the sun shining through the window. You look fabulous. So we're already serving. We're already doing our best. We're already being as loving as we can. But by working through these steps, we just begin to connect to the angelic energies that give us a bit more oomph, give us a bit more focus, give us a bit more strength perhaps. And then Uriel says, okay, so let's get some serenity going here. Let's get some inner peace and some spiritual backbone. And then let's walk forwards with the angels. So that's what we're going to do next month. So I can't thank you enough for joining me. I did wonder at one point on a beautiful evening like this whether it would be me and Richard and a screen filled with little empty squares. So I'm really thankful. So bless you for coming and sharing this, and I look forward to seeing you next month. I'll put out the date in a letter. It depends, you know, what's going on in July. I'm going to unmute you all now. There we are. Unmute all. There we are. I can hear you all now. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Sleep well if you can in this heat.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.